Welcome to a new video. Oh my god, saying that sounds really nice because I have missed doing sit down videos and then I sat and uploaded a set of sit down videos for you, and I'm back after really long with a Selfcare Sunday series video. I have been wanting to film this particular video since June, since my 30th birthday, because I was literally making a list of 30 life lessons I have learned and loved, and I wanted to do my makeup while sharing that with you. So here I am in a kind of new background setup. It's a little bit makeshift still because if you've seen my last vlog, hopefully you have, you know that we are moving into a new workspace. Why, what, when, where, I guess I should have said. You will know details for that on 1st October. Not going to get back into that. I've already prepped my skin. I will link all of the products I'm using on my face today down below in the info box. But I just really want to start talking to you guys about these life lessons because I want to be singularly focused on these things. I've made this list since June. I want to share this with you because even now I'm going through a really stressful phase of my professional life at the moment. I literally have a blister in my mouth somewhere here that burns me sometimes. Like, weird things are happening to me because I'm stressed out. I'm more puffy than usual. I'm more cranky than usual. I have a blister, a stress blister is what I'm calling it. So I kind of just want to share with you the list that I've been going back to. In a way, the fact that I made this list in June has landed up being a blessing for me because I keep going back and looking at it. Let me not make this intro any longer and let's dive right into it. I just did what Jerry does with that. I never do that, do I? Okay, I've already prepped my face like I mentioned. I'm really not going to get into the products in great detail in this video because I want to focus on talking to you guys about things that I've been meaning to share since so long. I feel like the first and right up at the top of my list is something that I have been going back to for quite some time now. Okay, I've scooched you in quite a bit. My skin is already prepped. All the products will be linked down below in the info box. Okay, so the first life lesson that I think I want to share with you is one that I've actually been leading towards quite a bit of late. Like I mentioned already, the past few months have been very tough on me. Very tough on me in a good, exciting way, but it's also been very stressful. I don't want to say little stressful and underplay it because the fact is that it's been there's been a lot going on. But one of the things that has really truly kept me going over the last couple of months has been love. And I don't mean just love from my partner. I mean love from all of the people who've been kind enough to just extend their support towards me, to remind me that they're there for me, to tell me that they love me, and more than just tell me that they love me, the actions, you know, really truly do speak louder than words. I feel like this is something that has really come through for me in the last few months, which also reminds me, one of the other life lessons I have definitely is that actions speak louder than words. I feel like so many times when we're creating friendships, relationships, meeting a potential partner, meeting a relative, doesn't matter what it is, I feel like sometimes actions and words don't match. And you know this about me, especially because of this series. I've just come out and been very honest and vulnerable with you guys about things in my life, that for me it's not the words, it's the actions that count. And I'm sure it is for all of us, not just me, but I feel like I've learned to kind of be able to see through the words and be like, okay, I'm not gonna even assume you actually mean that till you show me you mean that. That's just who and how I've become over the last few years. So actions being louder than words is something that I've been giving a lot of importance to. Is this foundation shade looking lighter on camera? It's looking really nice in person. In fact, in person though, it's becoming fully gayab. But I feel like on camera it might be looking a shade, sorry, that's my iPad. On camera, is it looking a shade lighter? I feel like maybe it'll oxidize because in person it's looking completely nice. Like, it's looking fully like flushed, which is how I like it. Another life lesson that I remember making note of, which is on my iPad, which is why my iPad is here because I literally made the entire list over here, was about how sometimes, and this is a life lesson that took me a while to really learn. I don't think I fully learned it or fully mastered it as yet. If I'm being very, very honest, no, I have not fully learned it or fully mastered it yet. But another thing that I remember making note of is sometimes saying no is better than saying yes. And I guess what I mean by this is I'm not asking you to say no constantly. In fact, saying yes is fantastic because it really can open up so many opportunities for you professionally and personally. Saying yes is just kind of, taking in whatever the universe has to offer to you. And I am a huge believer in saying yes because I've said yes to everything all my life. Most of my life, I've just said yes to things because I wanted to experience so much. But I feel like sometimes for the sake of self-preservation, for the sake of your own sanity, for the sake of just knowing that, you know what, I want to say yes, but मेरे बेहतरीन के लिए, just for the better of my mind and my sanity and my heart, saying no is probably a better thing. That's something that I think not enough people do. It's something that I don't think enough women do. I feel like, I don't want to sound like I'm making a generalization, but in my head, I'm just going to be honest. I think I am making a generalization. We tend to want to please everyone a lot. Again, this is probably just a me thing. But we want to make people happy, and sometimes you forget that you're sacrificing a lot at your end. Don't do that. Just don't do that. Find that balance. I'm not saying say no all the time, but know where to say no. You know what I mean? Okay, this shade is definitely seeming a tad bit brighter, lighter something on me. It's beginning to settle. I can already see it starting to settle on the face. It oxidizes clearly. It's the Maybelline Fit Me. It'll settle on the neck as well because ये मुझे यहाँ पे जो line दिख रहा है, I don't like that. But वो settle हो जाएगा, so I'm not worried about it. This is a shade that I've been using forever, so I'm not like particularly stressed about it as such. One of the other things I made note of was about how, and there will be exceptions to this, so again, everything I'm saying in this video is going to have some exceptions to it for sure, but about how in my life I've learned that for me, no matter what happens, family will always come first. Now the caveat I have for this is that, of course, I understand that so many people come from different walks of life, and sometimes some people might have toxic family members or not the best and most healthy family relationships. I'm speaking solely from my experience. But when I say family first, for me the caveat is that family for me is who I consider family. It is of course my immediate family of my mom, dad, bhai, bhabhi, their kids, obviously my husband goes without saying, and my husband's family. But sometimes what you need to include in your family is also chosen family. I'm a huge fan of the concept of chosen family because I do very strongly believe that some people in your life walk into your life and make you realize that, you know what, they're here to stay. They are not necessarily the people you will talk to every day, and they are those, maybe they are those low maintenance friendships, maybe they're those maybe they're your husband's friends who you've become very friendly with, speaking from my own experience over here. Some of my husband's really old friends who I always liked and got along with through the pandemic since last March have actually gone on to become much closer to me than they were in the last year and a half. And it was this very random thing that happened because I always liked them and I was always fond of them, but talking to them more during the pandemic, during the lockdown, really brought me a lot closer to them. Like, I feel like now I'm in a place where I don't just call them Jerry's friends, I call them my own friends too. And that's a very nice feeling. So, and some of them are definitely have started feeling like family. So I feel like it's very important to know that when I think of family, I don't just think of people I'm related to by blood. Of course, I do think of them, and I do think of them first because that is the quintessential classic definition of family. But for me, family is always like chosen family also. It's the family you create for yourself, it's the family you garner, it's the family, that you feel exists. I say where fam, and that means, like where family, what when where family and all of that. And I look at you as virtual family. And I know that there are so many of you out there who I've met, but I know there are so many more who I have not met. And I still feel like there's this connection. And the reason, I guess, is because some of you who I've gotten to know, even if it's just through comments and stuff, or through the Discord group that we have, Side note, you guys have been asking me to update the Discord link in the info box. Done. It's this in this video. It's fully done, and I will make sure it's the correct link here onwards. I didn't know the Discord links expire, and I've looked into that. But coming back, even if it's through comments or Discord or whatever, I feel like I've gotten to know you guys. I feel like I never, when I realized that, oh, this is now my full-time job, I never wanted to be that person out there who you see and you're like, wow, she has a great life and I can't have that. No, that's really not even true. You can have the life I have. I look at myself as one of you, and I am here more from the mentality of this is a community and a family of sorts, rather than just someone that wants to be looked up to. My mantra and where I'm coming from is a tad bit different, and I'm glad it's different because this is who I've always been, and I get to share my real authentic self with you guys, which is very important to me. I feel like when your work and your job is on the internet, it can be easy to forget who you are or where you came from, because there's all of these new opportunities that come your way. But at some point, if you try to be like someone else or try to behave like a person you're not authentically, at some point that mask will drop. I've been here for 10 years. My blog completes its 10th anniversary on 8th of December. So I feel like, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to sustain if I just wasn't genuinely being myself. That's the school of thought I'm coming from. That's the school of thought I've always come from. And that's why I'm even willing to, like, if you guys see me in stories or in my vlogs, you see how I'm like with messy hair and in pajamas and talking about how taking my bra off after coming home is like the most fun thing to do. Like, I just let myself be. And of course it has its downsides, because being on the internet means you get judged for it also, and people will say weird things about you sometimes. But like every job out there, there's some pros and some cons, and I guess if you want the pros, you have to be willing to, put up with the cons, I guess. Which brings me to another one of my life lessons actually, which is about kindness. And because we're talking about the cons of being on the internet and how people will sometimes leave weird messages, comments, whatever, just be judgmental. I feel like one of the other life lessons I need to do my upper lip. I also need to do my brows and my side locks. My facial razor session is definitely due one of these days. Sorry, I suddenly realized things when I'm like looking at myself in the mirror while trying to powder something down. What was I saying? Pros and cons and living on the internet and all of that. Kindness. I feel like kindness is just so underrated, man. It is just so underrated. I feel like I could give you like 10 examples about kindness just from last week that I could have and would have wanted to. I won't share those with you because it doesn't feel right, but to like say things on social media, whatever. But like, can people please just be kinder in their real lives? Kinder is not a word, is it? More kind in their real lives. I just want to put it out there that it really doesn't cost anything to be kind. All you have to do is use your pleases and thank yous and sorries. That should be a whole other life lesson, man. Say sorry more often. I guess it's also part of kindness. Nobody is perfect. We all have some arrogance in us. We all have some pride in us. We all have some humility in us. We all have some kindness in us. We all have a little bit of everything. Just have to be able to exercise the right side of things. I cannot tell you how much of late I have how do I say this without really saying it, because my intention is really not to like shame people, but like I really don't think it takes much effort to support someone, to be kind to someone, to be there for someone, even if it just means that hear them out and say, hey, I wish I could help, even if it just means that you're like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry this happened to you. Like, just kindness, little signs of kindness. It's really not that tough to be kind to people. I recently put up an Instagram post. I'll go ahead and show you which one over here, with Jerry and me. This is from my birthday trip, and we were in the pool, and I started getting comments that said Jerry looks like Kunal Kamra in the pictures. And I looked, I was like, okay, maybe from some side. And that post blew up. I started getting the most horrible comments about it. People started telling me how I married Jerry for money. People started telling me how I'm a gold digger. Like random people, these are not people who follow me. The comments on that post got vile. Like after very long, I think, going through the comments on a certain post, I started crying. And I showed Jerry, and he was just like, block them. Just keep blocking them. So I literally sat and deleted and blocked a whole set of comments. But I think that post just kind of, I don't want to say viral, because viral means like a lot, but like something, I don't know, it just got picked up by so many random people who are not my followers and not my audience, and they assumed the weirdest shit about me that was just not nice. And I mean, I loved how those pictures looked. They were kind of cozy pictures, I'm not gonna lie, but they were cute pictures, and I wanted to leave them, and I actually considered deleting them. And Jerry was like, you know, what happened to you? You're so tough, and you know none of this is true. And it was just, maybe it was one of those days. Maybe it was that I was craving some kindness. I don't know what it was about that post and how it really got me down, but it really genuinely did. And I remember telling Jerry, I'm like, wow, people are so cruel on the internet sometimes. What's it going to cost you to just be a little bit nice to me? You know what I mean? Or don't leave any comment at all. Don't be nice to me. Just don't be anything. Like coming onto a random woman, I'm a random woman for them, right? Because they don't follow me. Coming onto a random woman's profile to say things like, you probably married this man for like money and you're a gold digger, and just other awful shit. I was like, this is just mean. Like, you are just a mean person, or you're just in a really mean mood and you're taking it out on my profile, and that's not fair. That happened. My point is, kindness is very underrated. I think that if I can, and whenever I can, even if it means I will do that one random act of kindness, like even if it's a work call, I'll wait and ask the opposite person how their day was, or I'll ask them how their health is, or you know, like I have so many colleagues. I don't mean like in my team, thankfully no one in our team got COVID, but like I know so many people, agencies, brands that we work with, where so many people have recovered from COVID. I mean, alhamdulillah, they've recovered, but when they had COVID, just leaving that message, reaching out and being like, listen, how are you doing? How are you coping? Are you doing all right? Is there anything we can help with? Just small acts of kindness, guys. So underrated. I don't want to say it, but it's just very underrated. This thing in particular also takes me to like thinking something else, which is probably another life lesson, which is like, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say it at all. And I don't mean this for like, I know that there's this whole conversation going on since a while on the internet about like influencers only want to be praised and this and that. No, I don't mean that. Please feel free to give me genuine constructive criticism, and I'm here for it. Just don't call it constructive criticism, but leave hate. Like, telling me my face looks repulsive is not constructive criticism. I'm willing to be told that you don't like my makeup skills. I'm willing to be told that you think that I need to style myself better. I'm willing to be told that Aanam, upload more videos because we want more videos of you. Those are kind of things that are just logical. Telling someone mean things about the way they look, or about the way their partner looks, or making fun of their personality and assuming things about them without actually even knowing their life stories, it's not nice. It is not nice. So just don't say anything if you don't have anything nice to say. Or if you want to give constructive criticism, constructive feedback, give constructive feedback. But you don't have to go on and, you know, be an asshole. I don't know if I want to say that, but that's just how I feel. I feel like people who come on other people's profiles just to shit on them, just to dump on them, that's not nice. That's not nice. Give constructive feedback. All the constructive feedback in the world. You only ever want to leave constructive feedback and nothing nice about me? Also welcome. Because you're in a way enabling me to do better by giving me that feedback. I'm here to take that. Just don't call it one thing and actually do another. You know what I mean? Also, can we talk about how beauty is on the inside? Like, that's something I feel really passionate about. Ever since I started blogging, I use the term real girl. I'm very real girl. I believe in real girl. I don't believe in a set standard of beauty. I feel like everyone can be beautiful, and I feel like beauty is more of a feeling, more than just the way you look. Like, do I feel good in this? Do I feel like I feel good when I just apply this lip balm, and it's making me be able to talk better, because I do have dry lips and I have that blister that's bothering me on the inside anyway. But the minute I applied this lip balm, I was like, I'm just feeling good. My words are flowing better. I can feel it. I don't know if you can see it, but like I didn't realize that, but I can feel it. So I feel like so many things about how inside, beauty is on the inside. It's how about you choose to see things. I don't need to go all like super philosophical on your ass. I don't need to go like fully like philosophical on everyone over here. But hello, this is a Selfcare Sunday series. Of course I'm gonna go philosophical over here. Where's my brow brush? Coming back to something that I've recently realized, and trying to go away from things that are clearly too close and I don't want to just stay there and talk about those. One of the realizations I've had over the past couple of months, which believe me was like, ye bhi ho sakta hai. I've always been such a like routine person. I like routines, okay? Like, I like routines because I want to, my goal is to get up in the morning at 5 and be at the gym by 5:30 and come back home by around 7, have breakfast by 7:30 after taking a shower. Like, and I have had that schedule at some point, and obviously over the last few years my schedule has been very up and down, because the nature of my work is also a little bit up and down, to be fair. Like, when events used to happen pre-pandemic and all that, sometimes I would come home at midnight, so it's not possible to wake up at 5. Like, I will be really exhausted if I do that to myself. But one of the realizations I've had over the past few months is that it's okay for your routine to change. It's okay for, and I don't just mean this from a routine like, oh, she's talking about waking up and sleeping, blah. No, I mean like, it's okay for things to change from the way you expect them to. For me, I've been so stringent about wanting to be, set to a certain schedule all my life. Sometimes, okay, weird thing, gonna sound crazy to some of you out there. So sometimes if I would realize I got caught up in like, say, admin work and like non-shoot related work, and then at 4 o'clock I finished admin related work and stuff like that, I would be like, you know what, now it's too late to start shooting. Now what's the point? Now when will I get done? At 9, 10 in the night? And that just wouldn't fly for me. Instead, what I should have been thinking was, okay, I won't shoot as much as I intended to because I did a lot of other admin work. Maybe I'll just knock off 1 or 2 things and finish shooting by 7, 8. I think I've just been so set on like, it has to be either an admin day or a shoot day, that I think it took me the pandemic to realize this. Not a good thing at all. But over the last few months, I realized this really properly, that it's okay for my schedule to go haywire and I just need to learn to work around it. Today I had, as of right now, it is 2:25 p.m. By the way, today is the 7th of September. You guys will see this video really soon, I hope, but I'm filming it as of the 7th of September. So for example, today at 11 o'clock I had a Zoom call, 11:30 I had a Zoom call, and we were waiting for this person to join, and something came up at their end and they couldn't do the Zoom call, and they didn't even like inform us. I get really annoyed with things like that, okay? Like, really, meaning it's one of those major pet peeves I have, that just tell me in advance. Now don't leave me hanging till like at 11:35 we're calling you and asking you, hey, are you joining the Zoom call? And they're like, sorry, like something's come up and I'm still stuck. I feel like courtesy, I said courtesy is something that's really important, just etiquette. To be like, hey, I'm running late, or be like, hey, I'm, whatever, I'm not going to be able to make it. Sorry, one sec, I'm focusing on like my brows, because my brows are very topsy-turvy right now and I really need to raise them, like razor them, not raise them, razor them. I've really been feeling a love-hate relationship with my brows recently, but now I like it. So yeah, just some etiquette out there, and routines are a little like, they're underrated in general, but for me they're not. Like, I really enjoy a good routine. So the fact that I feel like one should be willing to play around and realize that if things go in a slightly different direction, just go with it. You know, this life lesson is something I don't think I've still fully learned again. I feel like it's something I'm actively working on. It's something that I catch myself trying to course correct on all the time. And especially because of what you will know 1st October onwards, it's just one of those things that I'm really hoping I will get better at. By the way, I have a completely unrelated question over here to ask you. Give me your opinion on this. Please give me your opinion on this. On the 1st of October, the news that I'm about to share with you, we've been going back and forth whether I should share this news in a video with you here on YouTube on the 1st in the morning, or whether I should just premiere and upload the video at midnight. Basically like end of September and 1st of October ka midnight. I'm leaning towards midnight just because I feel like maza aayega. Sab raat ko baith ke saath mein premiere pe chat karenge, and hopefully it will lead to other things also. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards. But tell me in the comments, because I know a lot of you tend to watch my videos in the night and early in the morning. That's what my analytics also tell me, that you guys are both late sleepers and early risers, which is confusing for me always. But keep me posted on what you prefer and what you think I should do. One of the other things I really want to touch upon is hustle culture. Now, I've been all my life all about hustle culture. I started working at 15. I did 14 internships while I was in college. I started blogging by the time I was in my 3rd year of college, and I've been doing this for 10 years. So don't get me wrong, I'm a huge, I won't say believer, but I'll be like, I'm someone who's lived hustle culture to the max in the last 15 years. I'm 30 now, I started working at 15, wow. So for the last 15 years, I've been all about the hustle culture. I think it took me, again, the pandemic. Lots of these realizations have obviously happened in the pandemic, as I'm sure a lot of these must have happened to you also. I guess for me now, where I am in life, where I'm about to be soon, where I'm just everything, you know, where my mind is at, where my heart is at, is that hustling for me now is about not just hustling about work, it's also finding quality time with my friends. It's also finding quality time with the people I want to hang out with, like friends, family, it could be anyone. Hustling to me now, from where I stand, is a mix of, it's just become about what am I working towards. Now that's become my question. It's not just hustle for me now in my head is not just work related. It's about I'm willing to hustle really hard just for 4 hours a day so that I can spend the evening with my friends and then go for dinner with my mom. You know what I mean? I feel like now it's not just work. I've done that. I've been there. I've done 4 events in a day back to back. And I'm not saying I won't do that. I will continue to do that. But while doing that, I feel like I have now realized that as hard as I'm willing to work on meeting my work goals, I feel like I'm just as much willing to work hard on my personal life goals. And that's something that I've always been someone who's advocated for and worked towards work-life balance. I've always been someone who will make time for that friend who's going through a breakup, or will make time for that friend who's visiting the city who doesn't live here otherwise. That's always been me. But now I think I'm valuing my time with the people I love even more. Now I'm willing to go that extra mile and say, you know what? I will work 2 hours less today, and if it means I have to make up for this by working harder for that much time the next day, I'll do it. Like, I'm now, I don't know if I'm putting it correctly, but I'm now giving as much importance to my personal life as I do my work life. That, for someone like me, is a huge achievement, because I haven't been able to do that for a very long time, and I have always wanted to be able to give as much importance to both things. Like, I was working on my wedding day, guys. One of my really close friends, just like my best friend Smita, who did my makeup for my wedding, and who you guys have seen, who's done my makeup a few times for other shoots and stuff as well. On my wedding day, I remember after she finished my makeup, and Anu, who did my hair for my wedding functions, while she was doing my hair, I was on my laptop working, and Smita came and she shut my laptop and she put it in the hotel room safe. I was getting ready at the St. Regis here in Bombay, and she said, I'm not telling you what the code is, because enough, it's your wedding day, put your laptop aside. And I was sitting there scheduling blog posts. There's something I was doing now. What I was doing, I don't remember, but kuch to main kar hi rahi thi. And I don't now, if I was getting married now in my life, to Jerry only, clarifying before anybody assumes anything, I don't think I would be working on my wedding day. Maybe I would be vlogging on my wedding day now. That's something I wish I did. I wish I vlogged, but I wasn't into vlogging that much at the time. I had just started YouTube around that time, and then I got regular on YouTube just after getting married. One of the reasons I couldn't get very active on YouTube before getting married was because I was living in a full house, right? Mama, Papa, Bhai, Bhabhi. At that time, Rayan obviously was around 4 and Rumaisa was an infant. Like, she was 6 months old when Jerry and I got married. So yeah, I guess because of all of the commotion and things in the house, and mom used to work from home, so just realistically, I think one of the things, very subconsciously, although when I used to tell them baat mat karo zor zor ka, I need to record and all, please everybody be calm for a while, they would obviously, but it's the little things like the doorbell rang, somebody came over, one of the kids woke up from their nap and was crying. Like, you can't control these moving parts. How much will you control these moving parts? So I think somewhere along the line, because of that, I didn't land up doing YouTube sooner, but I would do it once in a while. But yeah, if I was getting married now in this day and age, I think I would for sure vlog my wedding. That would be pretty cool and incredible. One of the other things I want to say is it's a huge life lesson, and my mum would always tell me this. While I was growing up, my mum would always tell me this, and now I guess it's just registered. I mean, it's always been in my mind, but it's registered even more than ever, because in the space I work with, a lot of things can tend to be transactional. The life lesson I'm talking about is, don't give with an intention to receive something from it. Give because you want to give, because you want to share, because you sympathize, empathize. Give because you want to give. Don't give with an intention to, get something back in exchange. I'll tell you where this is coming from. I feel like there are so many brands, and I'm not going to name the brand that I'm thinking of. Of course, this is something is a life lesson that can be completely unrelated to work, and it's beautiful to think of doing things personally. But the reason something happened that I'm about to share with you that really annoyed me, and I didn't think it was cool of this brand to do what they did and all of that. But so last year in the first lockdown, obviously businesses were affected. A lot of our campaigns, collaborations, a lot of things were kept on hold simply because obviously nothing was available and only essentials were getting shipped online, which also I think happened a little bit later. There was a particular brand. I don't want to talk about what the brand was. I don't want to name the brand. My intention is not to, I don't want to get into that, okay? There was a certain brand that had just launched, and it was being led by a female. And I knew the agency that was handling them pretty well. So they requested that, can we introduce you guys on Zoom, introduce you to the team. It's a really cool women-led team and all of that. And I was, in general, I don't know if you guys remember or if you guys follow me on Instagram, I hope you do, I was doing a lot of vocal for local content on my feed, because I wasn't expecting to get anything from it, but I did that, I should say very clearly, for brands that were like beauty related and stuff. I would ask them that please send this over, I want to try it, and if I like it, I want to do exclusive posts for you, for you as a brand, where I was not charging anything. So I even did a series of live sessions with I think about 15 brands over a week, 10 days. These are things I was doing on my own simply because I wanted to try and give exposure to like smaller brands, newer brands. It is very, very, very tough to start your own brand. Leaving aside the paperwork and all of that, I just feel like there's a lot of money that goes into a lot of things. So if as a creator I can do something and shine light on newer labels, and of course around the same time this entire vocal for local became like a very much trending phase, I wanted to try and do my best so that we could all support these brands in some form or the other. So I did this Zoom call with this particular brand, and they had already sent me PR and stuff, and I tried their products and I really, really liked them. It's a beauty brand. I don't want to get into anything more than that just because whatever. So the PR agency reached out and said, hey, do a Zoom call, blah blah blah. And after the Zoom call they asked me, did you get a chance to try the products and this and that. And this is normal practice. PR agencies will often follow up and be like, hey, did you like it? Because they're not paying us for it, so they want to kind of suss it out and see like, did you like it, is there a chance to feature us somewhere, kind of a thing. So I told the girl who owns the agency, because I know her very well, I was like, what, I really did like the product, and in fact I'm planning to do, I had already shot it by then, I am planning to do an exclusive post for this brand and so and so. And she was thrilled and she was like, that's amazing, thanks so much, blah blah blah. And in the following days I uploaded this certain post, and the picture being given to me during the Zoom was about how it's this female-led brand and they've worked really hard, and I don't know, like the image I had was not bootstrapped company, but the image I had was that, oh, it's a very small setup and whatever, that kind of thing. Maybe I misinterpreted it, I'm willing to consider that, obviously. And then next thing you know, in the month that follows, after I've done this exclusive post for the brand, and at that point of time nobody else had, the word had gone around because a lot of PR had been sent, but not a lot of people were talking about the brand as such, especially not like exclusively. Next thing you know, in the next couple of months, bloggers, beauty influencers are doing exclusive posts for this brand left, right and center. Not just that, like in the months that followed, it just as a pattern continued. So obviously I know that there's this campaign outreach that's happened and they've gotten a lot of bloggers on board. And immediately after the first month, only after I put up that post and all, I realized that wow, you've given me a certain image because I'm doing a lot of free content for brands, and for your campaign they basically had a lot of people doing something similar to what I had done in my post, which is fine. That's a generic practice. That it was not like I created some unique idea. But I was so annoyed because I was like, तुमने मुझसे free post करवा लिया, and अब तुमने जब उसके बाद भी, because I keep, even now sometimes I see other bloggers talking about them and it's all paid work, and I've asked a couple of the bloggers because they're my friends, I'm like, did they agree to pay you? So you got your calm out of me, I did a free post for you, and you never thought of coming back to me for work because इसने तो free में कर दिया, what's the need to pay her? And I felt so hurt because I was like, you've just basically taken advantage of me. That's not a cool thing to do. Now here I have to tell you, I reminded myself, Aanam, you gave without expecting to receive, and I wanted to course correct and be like, it's fine, it's done, I did a good thing, I should be happy about it, I should not be mad about this. While of course I got taken advantage of in whatever aspect, I will be more careful next time for sure. But I told myself, no, don't get angry, don't get mad, because this kind of stuff happens. You did it to help a new brand. Whatever said and done, whatever misinterpretations may have happened, whatever image was given to you or whatever, it's done. It's done, it's over. Don't cry over spilled milk, which should be a whole other life lesson in my opinion. And yeah, but this brand obviously sent me stuff with the view of getting the work done out of me, because it's transactional for a lot of people out there. And I just made a note and corrected myself where I felt like, okay, you know what, I believe in this, why am I needed to course correct, and so I did. And it's a very commonly done practice in our space, sadly, and I told myself to get over it. But while I was telling this to myself that I need to be better than, I need to be better than that, I need to not feel bad about things like this, and I need to just, you did your support, you did a good deed, you need to leave it there without expecting. I also feel like brands need to be told this, because it works both ways. Everyone needs to be told this, personally, professionally. This works. This is one life lesson that I think works for everyone across every single thing. It's so important. I forgot to put liner. I forgot to put liner. Oh, wait. I'll finish the mascara and then I'll go and put liner. Okay, I completely forgot to put eyeliner, and I really do want to put liner because I absolutely love liner. You guys know I'm a sucker for a good winged eyeliner. I wanted to add some color to my look, so let me just quickly go ahead and do that. I don't think I'll be able to talk while doing a winged liner. Living for this blue liner. I hope it's showing blue on camera also. यहाँ से देख लूँ तो black लग रहा है, but it's blue and I love it. Okay, another thing I want to quickly just touch upon, and I don't want to dive very deep into this because I feel like there's a lot of this out there on the internet, and while I may be a practicer of it, I may not be like the right person to guide you, because my method is a little bit up and down and a little bit suited to what works for me. But gratitude journaling and manifesting, it is something that has become a huge part. My slipper dropped from my foot. It's become a huge part of my daily practice and daily exercises over the last... I used to do it once in a while, maybe like a couple of times a week pre-pandemic, but in the lockdown, especially like the second lockdown onwards, it's become a daily thing. And last year I started doing it more during the pandemic, during the lockdown, and I think I started doing it a little bit more in the week, but not like a daily exercise. Now I think it's just become a part of my absolutely daily routine. I do this in different ways. I do it in ways that work for me. I do it in a way that, I mean, I feel like I've watched a lot of videos on gratitude. Gratitude journaling is simple. I feel like that's very self-explanatory in itself. But like manifesting and practicing manifesting, there's so many different videos on the internet that tell you what to do, how to do. There are so many life coaches out there that tell you what to do and how to do that kind of a thing. However, I feel what's just really, really important is to consider that the way that's working for someone else may not work for you, and that just manifesting alone is not important. I know we hear and see a lot about manifestation on the internet, but your manifestation is all empty if you don't work towards your manifestations. Even if they're personal goals, even if they're not just work related goals, they're any kind of goals, keep in mind that it's very important to work towards them, thinking about them, visualizing them, writing them every day. None of that will do for you what working towards them will. So make it a combination of these things. It's really, really important to consider making it a combination of these things. My highlighter is not opening. Khula. Oh, I picked up a blush instead of a highlighter. Oops. Let me quickly get a highlighter and go. So clearly I've talked a lot in this video. Man, I have missed doing Selfcare Sunday videos. If you guys are one of those people that genuinely watch this video like all the way till the end, we're almost at the end at this point, can you please tell me what your favorite thing about these videos is? Like, I know I'm sharing my stories and all of that, but is there a takeaway for you? What else would you like for me to talk about? Because I feel like this is like that series where I really get to talk to you about life, and as much as I love talking to you about makeup and skincare, and yes, I am planning to do some fashion videos because I know I've been doing a lot of fashion content on my Instagram, but I haven't really been doing fashion content on my YouTube since like a really long time, apart from hauls and all, like styling videos. Please tell me what else you'd like, what other topics you'd like for me to cover in this Selfcare Sunday series. Would you want me to ask Jerry to come and be part of some videos over here? He's really hesitant about doing videos on YouTube just because, like, it's not his jam. You know, he has to mentally prepare before sitting down and doing a video because he's like, he's now become more comfortable on camera and all of that, but it's only fair that not everybody loves being in front of the camera. He's one of those people who does not love being in front of the camera. So that's okay. We're all different, and that's what's beautiful about us, that we are all unique and different and have different choices in life, I definitely don't think, wait, I'm gonna quickly just do my my lips. I'm just really quickly gonna zoom my lips. Okay, and with that, we have made it to the end of this video. I know I definitely have not done 30 life lessons, but I feel like I started talking about so many other things along the way. Like while I was talking, I just wanted to share everything that was on my mind. Tell me what other things you guys want to discuss here on the Self-Care Sunday series. This is the final makeup look that I created today while speaking with you guys. I have not worn any false lashes. I love false lashes, but I just feel like something like this is so effortless. It's simple. I wanted a little bit of color in the eyes, so I went and threw in a little bit of blue, and I like how the entire look has come together. I definitely am about to sit and film a couple of other videos for you with this makeup look, and after lunch, because abhi bhook lag gayi hai. It is going to be a very late lunch for me. It's 3:06 p.m. My brother bought me an Apple Watch and he gifted it to me last month, which was such a pleasant surprise. I've been wearing it quite a bit. It's super helpful, especially because like I really have started enjoying working out even more since I'm wearing it. It's tracking my steps. Typically, I would have to like not tie, like there's that, you know, there's that case thingy where you strap on your phone on your arm. And I would do that because I wanted to like monitor my steps and stuff, but ever since I got this, I don't have to do any of that, and I really love all the cool new features. Not sponsored, this was a gift from Bhai, not from Apple. Just putting it out there. Yeah, thank you for hanging out with me today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope there was a takeaway for you. All the product links for the makeup will be linked down below in the info box, so yeah, check that out. Mwah! I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you in the next one. Mwah, 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 mwah.